What if I told you that billionaires don't actually care about private jets or yachts as much as you think? Today, you're going to discover the 8 things billionaires prioritize over flashy toys, the real secrets that build empires, transform lives, and create unstoppable success. These are the truths that don't make headlines, but shape every billionaire's mindset and daily habits. At ZestifyUp, we're not about empty hype or shallow glamour. We're about real wealth, real mindset, and real transformation. The kind that changes your life from the inside out. So here's the deal. Don't skip ahead. Watch every single chapter, because what you'll learn at the end will challenge everything you thought you knew about success and wealth. This is your chance to upgrade how you think, act, and live, starting right now. Ready to see what billionaires truly value? Let's dive in. Thing number 1. The billionaires value more than private jets and yachts is time. Time is the one thing they can't buy more of. The most precious, non-renewable asset they own. Mark Cuban, billionaire owner of the Dallas Mavericks, said, "I hate meetings. I set them for 5 minutes if I can." Why? Because he knows every minute wasted in meetings is a minute he could have spent creating, building, strategizing, or resting. Elon Musk schedules his day in 5-minute slots. It's called time boxing. He knows time is capital. Jeff Bezos guards his mornings for high IQ tasks. He doesn't make big decisions late in the day, because mental energy equals wealth energy. And while most people are binging Netflix or stuck in traffic, billionaires buy their time back. They outsource, delegate, automate. They have assistants for scheduling, chefs for meals, drivers for traffic, and teams for every non-core task. Why? So they can focus on thinking, building, and decision-making. Because the person who controls their calendar controls their destiny. Let's talk about an actionable step. Ask yourself, what would a billionaire remove from my schedule? Would they remove endless scrolling, doing laundry for 3 hours, saying yes to energy-draining calls? Start small. Audit your next 24 hours. Ask, is this the highest use of my time? Time doesn't come back. It compounds, or it disappears. Thing number 2, the real billionaire flex isn't a Ferrari or a penthouse view, it's health. Because when your body crashes, your empire crashes with it. You can't build a legacy from a hospital bed. Steve Jobs once said, "All the money in the world can't save you from bad health." He died with billions in the bank, but time in his body ran out. That truth shook the world. Now look at how the ultra-wealthy treat their health, not as an afterthought, but as a core asset. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin, says exercise gives him 4 extra hours of productivity every single day. Jeff Bezos transformed his body in his 50s. Why? Because peak performance in business requires peak energy. Oprah has personal trainers, meditation instructors, wellness chefs, not for vanity, but for clarity, stamina, and strength. Mark Zuckerberg, he added jiu-jitsu and marathon training to his routine, not for show, but to sharpen decision-making, because physical resilience equals mental dominance. Billionaires don't skip health, they engineer it. They hire nutritionists, not follow fads. Build home gyms, not excuses. Track their sleep, blood oxygen, and recovery, not just profits. Because here's the truth, when you feel better, you think better. When you think better, you earn better. What good is a yacht if you're too tired to enjoy it? What good is a jet if you're surviving on pills and panic? Billionaires don't just eat kale. They actually enjoy it, somehow. Maybe it's the private chef or the $100 dressing. They treat their body like it's a billion-dollar machine, because it is. Did you know? Warren Buffett plays the ukulele to relax, because even billionaires need soulful outlets. And Jeff Bezos, he prioritized 8 hours of sleep per night because it improves decision-making. His words, not ours. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove from your health habits? Would they cut the sugar crashes, the binge eating, the energy drinks and late night scrolling? Start by mastering the basics. Move your body, eat real food, sleep like a pro, get sunlight, drink water, set boundaries. It's not glamorous, but it's what builds empires. Average people wait until their health fails. The rich, they invest in health so they never have to recover. At ZestifyUp, we believe peak health isn't a luxury, it's leverage. Train like the rich, rest like the rich. Protect your body like your life depends on it, because it does. Which habit are you adopting first? Drop it below and tag a friend who needs to hear this. Thing number 3. What billionaires treasure more than a Rolls-Royce in the garage is relationships. Because billionaires understand one truth better than anyone. Your network equals your net worth. Yes, your network equals your net worth. Warren Buffett has Charlie Munger. Their partnership lasted decades, and Buffett says he wouldn't be half as wealthy without Munger's thinking. Charlie wasn't just a friend. He was a mental model master, a sharp investor, and Buffett's greatest intellectual ally. Oprah? She credits her rise not just to talent, but to mentors, soul circle friends, and truth-tellers who lifted her higher. Serena Williams? She didn't become world #1 solo. She had Venus, a coach, a team, an ecosystem of belief. The wealthy invest in relationships like assets. They curate their inner circle with intent. What does that mean? To curate your circle means choosing who gets access to your energy, your mind, your mission. Like a gallery curates art, billionaires curate people. They don't just network, they build trust ecosystems. And you know what they're not doing? Arguing in comment sections, chasing toxic friends, competing for likes with people they don't respect. They choose depth over noise, loyalty over popularity, quality over crowd. Because the right conversation with the right person at the right moment can change everything. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove from your relationships? Pause this to think. Who drains your energy but adds no value? Who pushes you forward and who pulls you back? Audit your circle. Protect your mind. Surround yourself with people who stretch your vision, not shrink it. ZestifyUp is built for people like you, dreamers, doers, people who want allies, not noise. So stop chasing followers. Start building allies, because your relationships will build your reality. Let's repeat that, because this is important. So stop chasing followers. Start building allies, because your relationships will build your reality. Why did we repeat it? Because most people scroll past the one thing that could change everything. You needed to hear it twice, so it could finally land. Drop a comment below. Who in your life lifts you up? And who do you need to let go of? Don't forget, tag someone you want to build greatness with. Because your next chapter might just begin with a conversation. Thing number 4. The hidden billionaire advantage? Privacy. The richest people in the world move in silence. They know that real power doesn't shout, it whispers. Steve Jobs took secret retreats in nature before every major product launch. Jeff Bezos rarely speaks until a move is complete. And Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day reading, in quiet solitude. Because when you remove noise, you can finally hear your own brilliance. Billionaires aren't addicted to exposure, they're addicted to clarity. While the world screams for attention, they build quietly and strike when the foundation is strong. They don't post every win, they don't explain every move, because distraction is expensive and peace is profitable. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove to protect their privacy? Toxic oversharing, always being reachable, living for likes and constant dopamine. Protect your energy, filter your inputs. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Want more tools to protect your peace and sharpen your vision? Subscribe for weekly billionaire mindset hacks, direct from ZestifyUp. Thing number 5, the billionaire superpower most people ignore, learning. While average people stop learning after school, billionaires treat education like oxygen. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages every single day. Bill Gates takes reading vacations. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science, yes, literally, by reading. The wealthiest don't just absorb facts, they seek frameworks. They don't just memorize, they internalize. And most importantly, they act on what they learn. Knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is. So while others scroll TikTok, they're listening to Naval Ravikant on leverage, Tim Ferriss on systems, or reading biographies of Rockefeller, Da Vinci, and Mandela, because success leaves clues, and billionaires collect them. Fun fact, Elon Musk schedules blank space in his calendar. No devices, no meetings, just raw thinking time. That's how real innovation happens. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove to accelerate your learning? Would they remove gossip podcasts, mindless content, time spent memorizing instead of creating? Replace 20 minutes a day with a great book, a brilliant podcast, a high-level course. Your mind is a goldmine. Keep digging. So, what's one surprising habit you'll test this week? Drop it in the comments. Thing number 6. What billionaires do differently with money. They don't just earn it, they invest it. Because while most people work for money, billionaires make money work for them. Yes, billionaires don't work for money, like the rest. They make money, do the work for them via their investments. Let's break this down. A middle-class person earns $5,000, spends $4,900, and saves $100. A billionaire, they'll invest $5,000 and turn it into $50,000, because they understand one word most people ignore: leverage. Warren Buffett bought his first stock at age 11. By the time he was 30, he wasn't trading time for dollars. He was letting compounding do the heavy lifting. Jay-Z turned music money into fashion, real estate, and a champagne empire. He said, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman." Rihanna became a billionaire not from music, but from investing in her business brand called Fenty Beauty. Because billionaires think long-term. They think ownership. They think multiplication, not just accumulation. They don't just buy luxuries. They buy assets that pay for luxuries. So instead of flexing their money, they plant it, grow it, and harvest it over time. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove from your spending? Impulse buys, useless subscriptions, trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. Make a list of 3 things you can reduce or cut, and redirect that money into something that multiplies, such as index funds, digital assets, skills, mentorships, and your own brand. ZestifyUp is about helping you think like a wealthy mind, even if your bank account's still catching up. Drop a $sign in the comments if you're ready to stop spending, and start planting your money for returns. Thing number 7. What billionaires think about while others just chase trends. Legacy. They're not just playing for profit, they're playing for impact. Jeff Bezos built Amazon to outlive him. Steve Jobs didn't just want to sell phones, he wanted to put a dent in the universe. Oprah said, "Your legacy is every life you've touched." Legacy isn't about ego, it's about meaning. It's asking, what will remain when I'm gone? What will I stand for? Who will benefit because I lived? Average minds chase the next thing. Billionaire minds build the lasting thing. They write books, start foundations, mentor rising leaders, create systems that work without them. Because true wealth isn't just what you keep, it's what you leave behind. Actionable step. What would a billionaire remove from your short-term thinking? Would they say no to a trend that distracts from your mission? Would they stop worrying about being liked and start building what lasts? Today, write down one idea, one project, or one message you want to be remembered for. Then do one small action toward that. It could be a letter, a video, a donation, or a plan. Start it. Because legacy doesn't begin when you're old. It begins when you decide. At ZestifyUp, we believe your voice, your vision, your values, they matter. You're not just here to live, you're here to lead. Type legacy in the comments if you're ready to build something bigger than yourself. Thing number 8. The most underrated billionaire obsession. Peace. Not money, not fame, not even power. What they really crave is inner peace. Because once you've tasted wealth, once you've scaled your business, once you've flown private and bought the mansion, you realize nothing is more expensive than chaos. That's why billionaires hire gatekeepers, not just assistants. They block noise, they minimize drama, they design calm into their lives. Look at Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter. He meditates 2 hours a day, not because he's woo-woo, but because mental clarity is a competitive advantage. Look at Naval Ravikant, a tech investor turned peace evangelist. He said, "A calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love. These things cannot be bought. They must be earned." Even Elon Musk, amidst chaos, isolates to think in silence. Because building the future requires an uncluttered mind. So while others chase dopamine, the rich chase clarity. Actionable step. Ask yourself, what would a billionaire remove to gain more peace? Toxic news, gossip group chats, overcommitments that serve no purpose? Peace isn't passive, it's intentional. Choose your inputs, set your boundaries, and watch your power return. ZestifyUp isn't just about wealth in your wallet. It's about wealth in your spirit. And peace is the currency of the elite. Drop a peace emoji in the comments if peace is your next level of success. Here's the truth no one will say out loud. You don't need to be a billionaire to think like one. You just need to stop thinking like someone who's settling. You need to value time over approval, health over hype, peace over drama, growth over gossip, and legacy over likes. You were not born to stay small. You were born to lead, to build, to uplift. Everything you just heard, these aren't just tips, they're invitations. invitations to elevate, to break patterns, to rise. If you felt even one chapter hit your soul, then ZestifyUp is where you belong. Because we're not here to sell you anything. We're here to see you grow, to see you lead, to watch you rise. So type, "I'm ready" in the comments and declare your next level. Not someday, not when you're rich, but now. Because the truth is, billionaire thinking doesn't start with money. It starts with you. And your time, it starts now. Want to take the next step? Watch the video. 12 ways to make your first million. A practical, inspiring guide that breaks down real strategies you can use even if you're starting from scratch. Learn what the rich actually do to create their first big leap. Or dive into 11 things billionaires upgrade first before buying a Lambo. And discover the inner upgrades that make outer wealth automatic. Spoiler, it's not the car that makes the millionaire. It's the habits before the car. Both video episodes are waiting for you, and both will move you closer to the life you've imagined. Watch one, or binge both, because when mindset changes, everything changes. And the truth is, billionaire thinking doesn't start with money, it starts with you. And your time, it starts now.